Hello.
Hey.
Oh boy.
How is everyone? I hope you're doing well. Leave in the comments. Not the comments, the comments.
The comments.
Let us know how you're doing. So...
This might be it. This might be the final recording session we ever do.
It probably will be.
I can't wait for 10 videos in the future. Us to be like, this will be the final one. And then 20 videos in the future. This will be it, guys.
Yep, and the next one is just one video. Like, oh, we didn't need an entire day for that 20-minute video. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Trivia time. When I played this story, not the start of this chapter, but at the end of this chapter, I believe, was the last time that I braked before finishing the entire story because I just couldn't stop. I read till like 3 a.m. because I just was like, I don't think I can stop now. This isn't a good time to stop. I'm going to keep going. And I regretted it in the morning when I had university
just
classes
one
to go
more
to.
page.
Yeah. Look, I'm just saying we're in for a wild ride. I think that our voice acting abilities will be put to the test.
Oh no.
No?
I said oh no.
Oh no. Like you're terrified of that.
I'm terrified.
I hope so. I will say there is one thing that from the week ago that we recorded, I remember that I wanted to bring up. And that is, if you recall, the last time we left our heroes, they were gathered around a sleeping Ange, who was in the parlor. Yeah. It says right there on the screen. And everyone kind of, like, we had the riddles, which you had varying experiences with.
We'll see how that edit turns out.
We'll see how that edit goes. That might all be one video.
It's going to be such a nightmare to edit.
I hope it's just going to be 20 minutes, because we were there for like 3 hours doing those riddles.
I think it was like 3.5.
3.5? Perfect. But at the very end, after all the riddles were done, everyone gathered around Ange as she was lying on the lounge, and they said what I would classify as farewells. Now, if you recall, this get-together was described as a living funeral for Kinzo specifically, which I find very interesting because, as we all know, everyone except Ange is dead, and yet the ending of the scene is framed as though they're the ones paying respects to Ange. Almost as though the funeral is for the living Ange, a living funeral, if you will. It's something I want to kind of point out. Any thoughts?
I don't know. Like, it's certainly a neat detail. It certainly, the first thing that pokes at my mind is the whole idea of like all of the personalities and identities that people have through these games. The idea that, you know, if this is Angie's living funeral, then maybe it's time for her to sculpt her new personality and move on rather than dwelling on these crimes.
That's definitely something that was brought up by, I want to say Akasaka, but that's Higurashi, man. Oh, Amakusa! That's the man. That's the man with the plan. It was talking about child soldiers and how you like, if you latch onto vengeance and that consumes you and fighting becomes the only thing that you do, and that's kind of unhealthy, maybe. So it definitely all ties together in that respect. Maybe it's time for Ange to move on from this Ange. To kill this self, perhaps. Yeah. Perhaps.
The other thing I wanted to ask is, what is the alternate, like... I mean, I don't know if we even would have got it yet, but what does not getting all of the medals change?
So actually, I did some research. So... it affects the item that you receive from Kinzo. I believe we've been told what item that was in the last scene, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, we got the little Beatrice doll.
Yeah.
That's like the top tier price. The other thing that it does, I had no idea about this because when I did it myself, I just save scummed until I got all of them right because I just wanted to see what the highest prize was. If you don't get in each of the pairs that you're presented, if you don't get both of their medals, then you won't see the scene that you have after the riddle.
Oh.
So if we hadn't solved both Kyrie's and Rudolph's quizzes, we wouldn't have seen that scene between them talking about Battler's parenthood, and same with all of the other pairs, which I had no clue about, but apparently that's a thing.
I don't like that.
I don't. I'll be honest, I really don't. That seems like a really weird thing to lock behind getting these riddles correct.
Yeah.
Like, you could just not get them correct and then be like, oh, well, okay, so some of the characters have scenes, but some of them don't. Like, you would never know that these extra details, even though they're, we can figure it all out, but like, I don't know that I like that personally.
Yeah, admittedly, most of the riddles, I think really all of the riddles weren't that hard. I fucking stumbled on a fair few of them because I'm an idiot. But... like,
just read the question properly.
But
adjust your premise to suit the narrative.
Yeah. But like, even though they weren't really that hard, it's still like when you've gone this whole game and you haven't asked anyone to do anything for a bit of story. I mean, I guess it's kind of...
The thing is that, like, this isn't supposed to be... It's not supposed to be a challenge, right? The kind of point is that Ryukishi is kind of poking fun at the idea of a murder mystery. That's kind of the point of that sequence. Because in a murder mystery, you're supposed to, like, see it as a bit of a game. And I think that Ryukishi has done a good job of deconstructing that notion of having a... like, it comes back to that thing I was saying about a detective, how, like... a traditional detective doesn't really have an emotional attachment to the characters. They're just like, oh, it's a puzzle. Let me work out the puzzle and solve it. And that's kind of how most readers approach mysteries, and that's why the genre died.
The other thing interesting now that you bring that up is that pretty much all of the scenes that we had were things that were pretty easy to spot if you'd kind of been looking behind the scenes and trying to actually work out some of the other puzzles.
Yep, definitely.
So, I don't know.
Figuring out motivations and things.
I'm not sure how I feel about locking content behind, like, gates, but I guess at the same time, you could always just go back through again.
Yeah, I mean, there's only, like, 4 options for each answer. It's not terribly difficult.
Yeah.
It's just a little clunky, which I think is fine. Like, I think there's only, like, one point in the whole of Higurashi where there was any interactability at all.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. And, like, in Umineko, there hasn't been anything until that cake popped up, and you were like, what the fuck is this cake doing here? I think it's more of an experiment than anything else. And I don't know.
I would like to know if the cake actually had different results.
No, I don't think so.
Like, I'm sure it gets to the same point eventually, but maybe the dialogue is just slightly different to get there.
I have never seen any difference. I don't know if... I
didn't even see which one I clicked.
Yeah,
I wasn't
you
looking.
Looked away, which is wonderful. Yeah. Anyway, we should keep going.
We should.
We got some fun stuff going on. After putting Ange to sleep in the parlor, Genji and the others returned.
Thanks. Was she sleeping well?
Yes, she is sleeping peacefully. The noise from here won't reach the parlor, right?
That's right. The door is closed, so I don't think it will reach. Angie, sweet dreams.
Well then, that's enough solemn farewells. Let's begin the magnificent festivities we have planned for the after-party.
I'm just really concerned by the lack of music right here.
I'm sure it's fine. She's having a good time. It's fine. When Beardo clapped her hands loudly above her head, a white flash filled the hall, and its entire appearance changed in an instant. The hall had transformed into a golden party chamber with gold butterflies flitting about and gold leaves dancing everywhere.
Yes, the true party shall now begin.
Kids have gone to bed, let's go!
Hey, you said it. Okay, the anti-magic toxin is totally gone. Everyone, come on in. The party after the show is about to start.
With a burst of applause and cheering, a tornado of gold butterflies rose up in the center of the room. By the time it passed, the number of faces had grown significantly. Here they come! Get your voices ready!
Are we literally just gonna have a fucking cast roll?
Yes!
Oh god.
Get ready!
Why?
Let the witch of the future find happiness, and let us of the past be rewarded for efforts, yes? Indeed. Let us enjoy ourselves as well. Come on, haven't we been enjoying ourselves the whole time? In this world, the one who enjoys the most is the true winner. Come, let's have the Seven Sisters over here too.
Seven Sisters of Purgatory right here.
Here we go.
I can't believe the game's finally over. What do you think you're doing crying at the after party, you little crybaby?
Yeah.
Lord Battler, Beatrice-ma, thank you for the invitation. This is gonna kill me. I want to see 6-year-old Angie see my sleeping face and have it all to myself.
Oh my god.
I want to see the food and have it all to myself.
No.
Then I want a hot guy all to myself.
Oh my god. He goes, Beatrice. Why are you clinging to Battler when you say that? Stop, thief. Get her.
Glad to see you, Seven Sisters of Purgatory. Enjoy yourselves.
Get her, Beatrice. Yes. Things do get much noisier the moment they enter a room.
And what's so terrible about that? In fact, it still isn't nearly noisy enough.
Yay, more characters. Another gold cyclone rose up. In its wake, 3 people with bunny ears came into view. Just the Sisters Imperial Guards, right here. It's such an honor to be summoned to a gathering such as this. I haven't had nearly enough fun for that yet now. There, I agree with you, but fear not, for our game shall continue much longer than this.
For eternity inside the cat box. Glad to have you here, Chester sisters.
Lord Battler, allow me to express our deep gratitude for your invitation. In the future, we'll endeavor to show even more.
Come on, don't be so stiff and formal. Tonight we're all equal.
That's right now. Battler gets it now. Stop at 410. You're getting carried away. We'll get in trouble. God damn it.
Hey there, Richie. Long time no see. Well, how long it's been since we had so many of us here?
Not since Natsui's trial, right? And you could hardly call that a party.
Oh boy.
Oh yes!
Oh,
Get it
no.
up! Get the video up!
Here we go.
This is the last time we're gonna do this, probably.
Probably.
Oh god!
Oh boy.
We gotta get him ready for the party. Drew Carey, my love.
Drew Carey.
You're invited.
Oh
Get
my
in here,
goodness,
boy.
a whole bunch of extra videos that have appeared since.
No.
Here we
Hold
go.
on, it's loading. It's loading.
How do I cut
Notice
it?
you when you're not wearing your glasses.
No, not normally.
No,
No,
normally.
not normally. Not normally. Not normally.
If you're talking about a party,
You better not try and leave us out of it.
is that it? I was expecting.
So,
Dang, just how many of them are there?
if they keep coming like this, there'll be more of them than us humans. You can come out now, Sakataro. Are you? Oh god. Yay! Dono's here!
Lord Battler, it was an honor to receive your invitation.
What up, crew?
Let it be known that it is an honor.
Yay!
What stellar characters with such personality they are. Hey, glad you came. It's been a long time. How have you been? Very well, thank you. Fighting with you is always extremely fun. With
Yay.
that look on her face.
She's so... Shush you. Shush you.
I've had enough of stamping documents.
Aw. Poor Flannel.
Commander Donon, let it... Know that your to-do box is piling up as we speak.
Aw.
Please make haste with the approval of our vacation papers. They are exceedingly important.
See, Mitch just gets it. Sounds like living in the Great Court is boring as ever.
Lord Battler, I fear I must bring you some sad news. Oh, what is it?
Lenore held out an envelope. It was one of the invitation cards that Ballard handed out for this night's party. The name of the card was Fruta Erica.
We did all we could.
The invitation was filled with stamps bearing the unreadable words of various foreign countries. Even without reading them, it was easy to guess that it had been returned to sender, destination unknown.
I see. Thanks for trying so hard. The depths of oblivion are like an empty, endless desert, or perhaps the bottom of the sea. No one besides Lady Berncastle herself could find her location. Did send invitations to those witches too. You'll have to hope they have the kindness to bring her along.
Lady Berncastle is just like a cat. She'll show up whenever she feels like it, but when she isn't in the mood, she'll never come up, no matter how often you call her.
Yeah, a kid's totally like a cat. She'll come to get her food, but she won't let you pet her head.
I'm the Delta, so you came.
Yay!
Believe it or not, I'm a busy person, okay?
I don't believe it.
Still, I am Beto's guardian. Wasn't I your guardian too? Well, anyway, I came because it's my responsibility. I happen to be in the neighborhood, so I stopped by. Hey, you, Goda! I brought some presents.
Yay!
Can you put these put these wherever for me?
Oh, they're not for go. Okay, whatever. For someone who just dropped by because she was in the neighborhood, she bought an awful lot of presents, which included colorfully wrapped bottles and food boxes.
Berncastle isn't here yet.
You really think she'd come? She's not the kind of kid who just dropped by to say hi at a game. She's lost.
Probably. After all, she is very proud.
Never mind that she's holding the game board, supposedly.
It'll be fine.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Don't worry about it.
I seem to remember putting her through hell, but she's still one of the players in this game. Thought it'd be good to have her over to celebrate the final night of the final game.
I don't think she'll even show up.
You're right. Without that kid, this game might not have reached its conclusion. Enemies and allies are the bare minimum you need for a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a foe, there can be no game.
At least I can enjoy defeat just as just another part of the game.
I'm freaking out.
That kid can't. It's too bad, but she's been through a lot. So please don't blame her too harshly.
Without a villain, there can be no story. What?
Actually, I was planning to thank her. A lot of crazy stuff happened, but thanks to her, we were able to make it where we are today.
Thanks. I don't know when I'll see her next, but if I'm lucky, I'll get my chance in a few hundred years. I'll let her know what you said. That's right. They don't have invitations, but I brought 2 guests with me.
Guests? Ooh. Pretty sure I sent invitations to all the usual suspects.
Come on over, you two. I'll introduce you.
Yay!
I have no idea who this is gonna be.
Who else could it be?
All right.
When Lana snapped her fingers, the empty air exploded and 2 forms appeared.
Exploded!
Okay, I'll shush you. Focus on the fact that they didn't die horribly.
If it isn't
Cats.
Willard. Hey, see you as short as ever.
Now here are some unfamiliar guests. Who are they?
Don't pinch my ass.
Shouldn't we be introducing ourselves first? I am fairly certain that Battlecrit and the others in this world don't know about us.
You have the mark of the one-winged eagle on your clothes. You're Nashiramiya.
My name is Ashumi Leon.
Should we check that tip or
Yeah,
is it
sure.
just the same
yeah,
one?
fucking level look. It might be different.
Where
It might tell us why
they're
here.
together.
Hey! How do you want to do this? You want to do one after the other?
Wait, is this them here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting icon.
That is an interesting icon.
Oh, I see, it's the
It's a-
necklace.
Yeah, it's the 2 necklaces together. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's-
That's very nice.
I'm just gonna read this normally.
Okay.
Willard H. Wright and Nashiramiya Leon. While carrying out a job as an Inquisitor of Heresy at Bern's request, Willard met Leon. In the final stages of the tale, he rejected the tragedy presented by the Witch of Miracles. In search of a happy ending, they have wandered through the Sea of Fragments, putting their lives on the line. They are now under Lady Lambda Delta's protection.
Yay! Everyone's here.
What is this one? Oh, shit.
Lord Battler and his wife. I'll take this one.
Go for it.
Lord Battler and his wife. Battler, the territory lord of Gameborn, and his wife, Beatrice, the beautiful. After their wedding in the 6th game, they became a happy married couple. In the past, Battler emerged victorious at the end of his long-lasting game with Beatrice when he resettled the truths behind everything. Now, in this final game, they've invited Battler's little sister, Ange. Just what sort of tale he weave with Beatrice, the beautiful golden witch, by his side.
I do find it interesting, like, this almost makes it seem in the authorship theory that maybe Sayo did survive. It's just an interesting point.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't want to sit here and discuss it because I'm sure we can be here for hours.
We're almost at the end, my dude.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. My name is Ashumi Leon. In my world, we're cousins.
I'll introduce Leon. This is the successor to the Ashirmian family headship, born only in a world of extremely low probability. In that world, Jessica isn't an only child. She's Leon's little sister.
Now there's a surprise.
Dick.
So there's a world like that?
Wait, you couldn't be... Pleased to meet you, Beatrice. I know quite a lot about you. Seeing you smiling happily is the greatest joy I can imagine. I'm as glad as anyone else that you've made it to this point. I see. So, it's you. I'm glad you're here.
Why are we still sticking to pronouns? I feel like we don't need this.
Yeah. Beatrice realized who and what Leon was. The two of them stared at each other's faces as though looking at their own face in a mirror.
Wow.
As though.
Willard's the name. I'm just a passing stranger who got caught up in a game you know nothing about. He's an Inquisitor of Heresy from the Great Court, like myself. A truly skilled one, though he is now retired. I see, if you're Delanore's friend, you can't be anyone bad. Please make yourself at home.
Just where do these two come from?
Bern brought them in and made them pieces. When she was done with them and about to crush them, I picked them up. I said leaving them there would leave a bad aftertaste.
Is that okay?
Yeah, words are hard today.
That's okay. Ow is hard to pronounce.
It is.
If by chance the Bern Castle does drop by here.
On this game board, they're my pieces, okay? And I can't wait to see the look on that kid's face when she bumps into them in a place like this.
Don't really get it, but you obviously brought them here for some shady reason.
That's all for my gifts. I'll just hang around for the rest. I'm leaving the rest to you, the host.
Come, Lord Battler.
If you don't announce it, we can't start. The start of tonight's party at the end of this long game. Nailed it! Nailed it! Nailed it! Ladies and gentlemen, your silence, please. Our territory lord, Lord Battler, has a message he wishes to convey to you all.
Enough of that, it's embarrassing.
Oh, come on, it's a wife's responsibility. I'm not letting anyone else take it. Beatrice sulked and handed Battler a glass of champagne. Come to think of it, everyone had a glass in their hands now.
Maria, you're a kid, so drink some sparkling cider instead. I love the idea that it's like everyone had champagne and then the author picked up their pen and was like, hold on, there are kids here. And just that.
Scribbles it out, yeah. Ew, I want champagne too. Hey, Maria-chan, why don't we drink some sparkling cider together?
Battler, drinks are getting warm. Agreed. Begin, Battler.
Yay. No objections, I see. This way, please, Lord Butler. Renevay motioned towards the center of the room. When Butler stepped forward, everyone silently awaited his words.
Glad you all could make it. This marks the end of my long game with Bern. I've invited everyone who's been part of this game as a piece, a player, or a game master. Hope you'll enjoy this unending night to the fullest.
Cheers!
Woo! Cheers!
Everyone raised their glasses to the heavens as they cheered, and afterwards, the soft sound of glasses clinking together rang out across the room.
And then nothing
It's such a
bad
happy
happened.
Such a happy
Nothing
story.
bad happened.
No, it's fine.
Nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad happened, ever. This is you, my dude.
I figured. Only I was apart from all that fun noise. Maybe that's what did it. Before I realized it, my cheeks were wet with tears. I was lying on the sofa, covered by a blanket. I can just barely remember getting sleepy and falling asleep in a chair. Someone probably carried me here. I can't actually hear them, but I get the feeling that everyone's still in the hall having a good time. I want to go there too. No, I will go. Over there. It's what I've wanted all along, but I never took the first step. I'll go to where everyone is. My head still feels hazy, so there aren't any complicated thoughts in my mind. That's okay. It's okay if my head's empty. I'll be together with everyone. I'll go to where they are. That's all that matters. I got up from the sofa and put on my shoes. Let's go to where everyone is. Now, I know this is a deep emotional moment, but I think this is the first mention of anyone taking on or off their shoes we've had through the whole story.
It's very important.
I just wanted to point that out.
It's very important.
If
to know.
Angie went to the beach, she would take off her shoes.
She's a responsible child.
The parlor door was shut. I tried to open it, but maybe because of my clumsiness, I couldn't get it open. It was a bit creepy, as though a bad dream I just had was still going on. It won't open. Why? It isn't even locked.
Shout out to EP6.
Oh yeah. My mood grew darker and darker. The knob that locks or unlocks the door is on this side. If I twist it, I should be able to lock or unlock it. I turned it. The door won't open. Did I accidentally lock it just now? I turned it. The door won't open. Didn't open the last time, so it should have opened this time. I don't have a clue how I'm supposed to turn it to unlock the door. Kept on alternating between turning the lock and roughly twisting the doorknob. I began to get irritated, wondering why they'd lock me away behind such an inconvenient door. Eventually I ran out of patience and pounded hard on the door, but that noise didn't bring anyone to me. Why am I locked up in a place like this all alone? Everyone else is having a fun party right there in the hall. Let me out of here. At that moment, a cold wind blew past me. The wind rippled through my hair. I'm sorry, I'm like grinning uncontrollably here because I was so ready for something bad and spooky to happen.
I ain't into this. I ain't about this life.
The wind inside. I was scrolling through a conversation that happened on Rakenjima Discord, and someone.
Oh no, it's Discord.
Yeah, on the Discord, and someone was talking about how Ryukashi explicitly described writing his scenes like roller coasters, where you just go happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad, and make big long ramps in between them.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, I can see that. I can see that everything is written with that intention, because it certainly goddamn feels like it, as we pointed out a Brazilian times.
Absolutely.
Here we go. I turn around to find the window curtain waving about. There's a sound like scraping or crying. At some point, the double window would open outward toward the darkness. The icy wind that came through it told me that this window was the only exit from this room. Yeah, here we go. Here comes the miserable game. Here we go.
It's fine.
Costal showed up to the party,
Nothing
Ben.
bad will happen.
Bern showed up to the party, Ben.
Nothing bad will happen. Trust
Bern
you.
showed up.
It's all happy.
It's gonna be so
Everything's
good.
happy.
Everything's
Everything's
just
fine. Everyone's having
fine.
a party and they're drinking and they're having fun and they're going land. And it's gonna be a happy fun time.
Happy fun time.
Yes. Nothing bad.
Huh?
I've never read a sad story in my life.
I never heard Ryukashi repeat himself.
I've never heard Ryuji repeat himself.
I suddenly realized that the darkness beyond the open window was glaring at me, and my heart leapt.
Oh!
A cute sound rang.
No! Not cute.
I'm sorry.
Creepy.
You remember that time in episode 3 where I was having a dig at you before all of the innocent and cruel nonsense?
An innocent cruel sound rang out.
This is my revenge.
No! I don't want it.
I finally understood. The sound was a cat's bell. The glaring emerald eyes in the darkness were those of a cat standing in the open window. Its pitch black, luxuriant fur left only the eyes visible, blending in with the darkness entirely. Did you assure me a family own a cat?
I think so.
It has a bell on it, so it can't be a stray. It's a cat someone owns. At any rate, the cat was standing by the window and staring straight at me. Who are you? Of course, the cat didn't answer my question. I didn't think it was a cute cat, but I thought it might be trying to tell me something. So I approached it slowly. As I did, the cat did an about-face, turning its back to me. And it turned its head to look at me almost as though it was telling me to follow it. And it leapt down into the darkness, leaving the jingle of its bell behind.
This is fine, guys.
Oh, I'm so excited. What's
Nothing-
Bern done, Ben?
Nothing has gone wrong. Bern is not
How
even in
has
this
Bern
episode.
killed everyone?
I don't even think Bern's in this episode, guys.
When I peeked out the window, I saw the cat waiting for me under the pouring rain. I finally realized this window was the only exit out of this closed room parlor. The cat must have come to tell me that. The longer I keep standing around here, the longer the cat will have to wait in the rain. That's no good. It'll catch cold.
Oh, the poor thing.
I climbed up onto the windowsill and went out the window. The wind was strong and the rain was cold, but I didn't get as wet as I thought I would. Might have been in the mansion's shadow. When the cat saw that I was outside, it walked along the wall of the mansion as if guiding me.
What?
My first thought when it said walk along the wall of the mansion, I know it's probably like along the ground, trailing near the wall, but my first thought that it was like hanging off the wall sideways.
Like walking on the walls in Matrix style, yeah. Like running really fast.
Yeah.
Tail flapping, yeah.
It quickly disappeared into the blackness, but every now and then it would turn around and set the bell jingling to let me know it was there. Eventually a window with light seeping out came into view.
Don't follow it!
It was the window to the hall. When I peeked inside, I saw everyone having a good time. I couldn't hear their voices, but they were all right there. Open up! Open up! I pounded on the window, but no one heard. Maybe the window was really thick, or maybe it was just noisy inside. Or it might have been so dark outside that I blended in with the darkness. In any event, no matter how much I hit the window, it didn't look as though anyone noticed. By this point, my loneliness was giving way to anger. Why don't you notice me? Why'd you lock me up in that room all alone? I've had enough. I get inside somehow and yell at everyone. When the cat realized I'd given up knocking on the window, it led me onwards with another jingle. Thank goodness this cat is so patient.
I know, right? They'll wait for an eternity. Keep doing this, what was it, 100 times? Waiting for... You know what? I'm not gonna keep going. We
Good.
get the point. God damn it.
Just
God
where is
damn it,
this cat going? I know it's following the wall of the mansion. That's not the way to the front door. Front door might be locked. I'm sure the cat knows a way into the mansion and is leading me there.
Oh boy.
Away from the light seeping from the hall, and towards the blackness lit only dimly by the lights in the garden, the cat and I continued to walk.
Yep, it's not using force.
Then I found it.
Oh shit.
An open window.
Yeah.
The cat stood below it and looked between me and the window as though telling me to go inside.
Sure, it's fine.
Thanks, kitty. I'd like to give you some milk to thank you. Would you come with me? Was that meant to be the bell?
I think so.
That was very disturbing.
Yep.
When I walked
told you.
closer to pick the cat up, it slipped away from my hands and flew into the bushes in a nearby flower bed.
Would have been slightly cute.
Then, as though it really had melted away into the darkness inside the bush, all traces of it vanished.
So it wasn't even there. Get out of town!
No matter how much I strained my ears, I couldn't hear the sound of that bell.
I'm freaking out.
Suddenly, the wind changed directions and the rain started to hit me fiercely. I can't stay in a place like this forever. I'll go inside. What room is this, I wonder? I wonder. I climbed up onto the windowsill and entered the room. Then the window silently shut and locked itself. Good. That saves me the trouble of doing it myself.
No! Poor sweet baby Ange.
What a beautiful line.
Good. I'm locked in here. I'm blind. The cat that let me here has disappeared.
I'm having too much fun
I
right
know
now.
for a fact that all of my friends are in the hole where I'm not. This is great.
I'm having way too much fun with this. The room was completely dark. However, as my eyes got used to that darkness, I was able to make out a few things. It was a large room. There's a long table and many chairs.
Yeah,
It's the dining hall.
It's fine.
Perhaps because I realized this and relaxed, it quickly became hard for me to make out details. I searched blindly along the wall for the light switch, and finally I felt a familiar shape. Wouldn't it be annoying if I pushed this and the light didn't come on? Or if the light came on and everyone was dead at the table? In fact, it was nearly the opposite. An annoyingly bright light filled the dining hall and made my eyes hurt. I slowly opened my tightly shut eyes. And then, I saw the state the room was in. The dining hall was covered with blood!
Shocking.
Shocking.
Shocking. Never.
Here and there were humans lying on the floor.
Oh, good.
Oh boy.
Nice work, Bern.
I'm having too much fun with this. I can't play such an emotionally distraught character when I'm having this good of a time.
You enjoy it. You are the bird of this scene.
I really am. And I realized that 2 of the people were my own parents.
Oh, good.
How many corpses in here?
I don't know.
Please be 6. I want a game.
We'll see. We're cutting away.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yay!
Here I was thinking I'd be enjoying myself for too long.
God damn you.
Hey, are you having a good time, people?
If anyone's not having a good time, we're gonna eat you. You haven't seen the praises of tonight's banquet. You can't really sing laughter very well. The hall was alive with the mingling of humans and the magical illusions who lived on this island. At first, everyone stayed within their own groups, too nervous to mingle. However, as time passed, people started to move around, and both halves began to chat happily together.
They just never listen, do they?
Leadership's important. You need to lead by example if you want anyone to follow you. Maybe some subordinates are like that, but I've never had any success with ordinary methods.
Anyway, you're done for if your subordinates don't take you seriously. It's important to scold people loudly, even for small mistakes every once in a while in front of everyone else.
Oh my god.
I love you,
This
Rosa.
is so good. You can't do that, it'll just make everyone scared. A leader has to be an example for everyone to follow if you really want to be a leader. Everyone listen intently to the Vegeta Lion's theory on leadership. That's a line! That's a line!
That is a sentence I never thought I would ever read.
This was after several rounds of drinks had gone by and everyone was unnaturally focused on the conversation. Isn't he underage? I guess he's a magical lion.
I mean, it's like getting a brand new pillow, pouring alcohol on it, and saying it's underage.
I will say, this entire scene is fan servicey as fuck, and that's the point, and I love it. EP8 best episode.
Best episode, you reckon?
I mean, not if I'm honestly gonna sit down and work it out, but it is fucking lit.
Kyrie, why'd you get stronger the more jealous you are?
Don't make it sound so bad. If I want something, I won't let it slip away. I always put that theory into practice, there's nothing more to it. Thanks for waiting, everyone. Even more food is on the way. Butting in on the family party like this, and yet will aid to admit that every movement of his is flawless. Just what sort of hotel did he train at?
Too bad, Runovi just somehow happens to be totally perfect. But I still love Gouda more. This one's been cooked just right.
Oh my goodness, that is a ship and a half. The Seven Sisters had blended into the party perfectly, and they were making things interesting.
There's a ship on fire that
There's
I
a
will gladly watch with binoculars and shoot more mortars at.
It's gluttony and Gouda, it makes sense.
That's true.
It makes perfect sense. And yet, many great mysteries are called masterpieces despite being shut down by Vantide's 20 rules.
Please be talking to Will.
Yeah.
Yay! It's not like I'm trying to shut down anything. Mystery novels exist for the sake of your own amusement.
Yay.
If you have fun, that's all that matters.
Oh, well.
Know that even the great wizard hunting ride has gone quite soft.
Whether it's literature or forms of amusement, generally accepted rules change with the times. It must be the same with mystery novels, yes. Shout out to EP5. Everyone chimed in on Will's theory of mystery novels. There was no shortage of things to talk about.
Yes, that is a fitting attitude for a beginner. However, at that rate, you'll never become a key player in your organization.
But know that the regulation's always to be enforced.
Aww.
That's something for newbies to do. Don't forget that regulations and rules are pretty much guidelines for the new guys who don't know any better.
You said it. You can't really call yourself an adult until you learn how to move outside the rules. You're still a kid if you let the rules hold you back. Cockscotton.
I can't stand letting other people do the work. I'm a man of greed. I do all the jobs myself. Add some spirit you've got there. How much are they paying you for being a sister of purgatory? Come get a job at my husband's business instead. I'll recommend you personally.
The humans and the illusions were now very much on casual terms. I see. So this is how it's done in the world of witches. Yeah, now you've got it now. Where we come from, you pour the tea into the saucer, press your palms on the table, and slurp it up like a dog now.
What the hell are you teaching her? Who does that? And Natsui, what do you think you're doing getting tricked like that, and at your age?
Oh. Get away from her, Satan! How can you be so rude to Natsui-san? Huh? Why are you crying, Satan? Was I too hard on you?
It's ridiculous.
Chester 410-san, please stop giving my pure and trusting mother such crazy ideas. Don't worry, it won't leave a mark. 410 started yelling about animal abuse, jumping around in circles and holding her butt.
I wonder if there's a prince out there for me. I want to have some hot, passionate love.
If I fell in love, could I become a beautiful princess too? Of course! Love is a miracle, power mineral. It grants you invincible strength.
Is that the person who once claimed that love equals lust, I hear? Indeed. It seems she's getting her fill every night.
Oh, shut up, you perverts! The circle surrounding Beato was always a lively one. Yeah, I know how you feel. It's only when we're giving orders that we find meaning in our lives. I get nervous when I don't have any orders! Someone order me to do something or I'll die!
You can't have that attitude. You got to find your own meaning for your life. Cut your own path.
That's right. Your resolve has to be certain and absolute, okay? Back when I was human, I lived like a daredevil all the time.
A bit shakily, Lambda Delta started talking about her theory of life. Apparently, she'd also had her fair share of champagne.
What a bizarre scene.
Yeah, I guess so. Lana-sama, would you like some more to drink?
Something non-alcoholic. After all, I am a kid. Shannon Channel 2. Do you have a second?
Bentley came back into the hall. He was searching for a servant, and the first one his eyes met was Shannon.
Of course, Battler-sama. Do you need something?
Sorry, would you mind lending me the key to the parlor?
The parlor? I can get you with a master key, but why?
I was just wondering if Angie was asleep, so I went over there. The door was locked.
Locked? After we carried Angie-sama to the sofa, we shut the door, but we didn't lock it.
Ah, don't tell me that Angie. She must have felt like she was being left out of the fun and locked the door from the inside in a huff. Silly kid.
Shall we unlock it then?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Sorry about the trouble.
Battler and Shannon left the hall together. In the hall, Lambda Delta started suggesting they all have another quiz tournament together.
Please no!
Yes! Apparently, the Witch of Certainty would be handing out prizes. Everyone seemed enthusiastic about the idea. Smiling contentedly at the ensuing uproar, Battler headed towards the parlor. Fucking Lambda.
I don't want another round of quizzes.
Best girl Lambda. Oh my god. Best scene.
Really is locked. Shall I open it?
She was sleeping, so I didn't knock on the door, but if she locked it, it proves she woke up. Let's try knocking once more.
Battler knocked on the door and called Ange's name. However, there was no response from the other side. He pressed his ear against the door, listening carefully, but there was no hint of Ange unhappily throwing a cushion at it.
She might have fallen asleep again after having her little tantrum. Could you open it for me?
As you wish.
Shannon took out her master key and unlocked the door. Then she stepped back to let Battler go through.
Angie, I'm coming in.
I guess you sometimes forget that the servants do actually have master keys outside of the premise of a murder mystery.
What?
Like, they do have master keys for actually...
Do you forget that?
Sometimes. What? Am I weird for that? Am I weird for forgetting they have master keys to actually do duties around the house? Because we never see them do duties around the house. They're just used in fucking weird murder scenarios.
Listen, I know that we've already had the slice of life section of the story, but we really need the slice of life section full bore to understand these things.
We totally do. We need more slice of life.
I need a full
we go back to that party?
I need like a straight up cooking anime episode of Go to Cooking.
Yes, we do. Make that. Somebody on the internet, make that for me. I will pay you money. Speaking a quiet voice to avoid waking Ange if she was asleep, Battler opened the door. Then, just as the door was opened, a chilly breeze drifted by. Money that comes out of whatever we're paid by YouTube. Exclusively.
$0.
$0, yes. The breeze will pay you in exposure. The breeze...
God!
Which felt
Get
like...
out of here! Get out of here!
No! I refuse, sir! Which felt like outside air, immediately caught the attention of the pair, and they looked at each other. It could be seen at a glance that Ange wasn't in the parlor.
She clearly went through that open door at the back.
Yep. The curtains on the wide open window fluttered about.
See, the thing is until this moment in the story, in my head, the door at the back of the parlor, as we're shown here in this picture, enters into the dining hall.
I thought that was just a big wide window that might unlock into a door kind of dealio, you know, like...
Well, I thought that this thing on the right here was the door. I'll highlight this in the video. Yeah, like this.
How is that the door?
Because it closes that way.
Oh, I don't fucking know. Look, it's a weird house. It doesn't make geometric
Yeah, you see,
sense.
like these are like windows in the door,
Yeah,
and
some
it closes
windows.
that way. So this is the door here, and I thought the dining hall was on the other side of that, but maybe not.
I thought the dining room was like back, like where we're looking for. We've just come through the door to see the parlor. That was my impression.
I really wish we could just have a map of this fucking place.
There is no map. People have tried. There is no map. The house makes no sense. Fact. Anyway.
I can't say I'm surprised.
You know what? It doesn't matter. It's all fantasy anyway. The house is literally non-existent. Nobody knows what its layout is because it's gone. It's so sad. It's a magic house.
Angie? Angie?
A blanket lay crumpled up on the sofa. It sat there just as Angie had left it after waking up. The blanket was slightly warm. Clearly, she had been here until a short while ago.
Angie-sama, you there?
She obviously wasn't playing hide and seek. Ange was nowhere to be seen in the parlor. Battler peered out the open window into the rainy blackness. So, she slipped out the window in this rain and went, where?
You think Angie-sama might have gone out the window? That'd make her one hell of a sleepwalker. I guess I'll take this.
Yeah, you take this.
She couldn't have left from the main entrance, so she probably doesn't have an umbrella. It was very hard to imagine a reason Angie might have gone outside in this weather. I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey.
This shouldn't be happening. I'm the game master of this game board.
Yeah, you are.
So why am I in a situation that the game master can't understand? Large bolt of lightning lit up the surrounding area for an instant, but I was unable to see any trace of Angie. I'd like to imagine it's just like, well, I need some light.
Yeah. Light just shows up for you to see. Yeah, it's very nice. It's very convenient being a game master.
It really is.
Okay, now it's my turn to think of a question. Okay, so you have a third of a cake, a quarter of a cake, and a fifth of a cake on a plate. It takes 30 minutes to eat one whole cake, so how much is left on the plate when you finish eating?
Let me think about this. No cake!
No cake! If I finish eating the cake, how much is left? At that moment, there was a roar of thunder, and the lights flickered
And
very
everyone disappeared
ominously.
from the dining hall.
No, the cheery voices vanished in an instant, like candles being blown out. None. That's a riddle you were tricked with once, isn't it?
Oh, there we go.
There she is, amidst the silence. One voice rang out and answered Lambda's riddle.
I'm glad you knew who that was.
Oh, who else could it be, my dude?
I know. I'm so excited.
The crowd parted, and the form of a girl, a 1,000-year-old witch, came into view. She had been invited. It was only natural.
Also, how was Lambda tricked by that riddle?
Because she's Lambda.
God damn it.
She's the witch of certainty, not intelligence. She was an official guest, holding an invitation to this party. Sorry I'm late. I was busy planning some festivities to liven up the party.
She says to the empty room full of no people because she just fucking killed them all.
No. As Bern Castle spoke, she looked around at everyone. Ugh, that's awkward. Oh, and I thought you two were rotting away in the fragment sea.
In my head, they really are the only two here right now. That might be proven wrong, but...
Yeah, we'll see.
They're my pieces now. Pretty cool, right?
She stared at Leon and Will with an unnerving smile on her face, but she seemed to lose interest.
Also, apparently Will still has his arm.
Apparently. Where's Battler and Beato? I'm a guest, aren't I? Isn't there anyone to welcome me in?
I'm here.
We did invite you, but I didn't expect you to actually come. I see, this must truly be a miracle. Now that's an interesting way to put it. Why'd everyone get so quiet? This is a party, right? Go ahead and be noisy. Just for the hell of it. Or is you welcoming me with silence part of some kind of joke?
Now it's your turn.
My turn for what?
You asked where Battler was, so I told you I was here. Now it's your turn.
What are you talking about? Did something happen?
And she's gone. Even I, the game master, don't know where she went.
That's insane. Isn't this your game? That doesn't make sense.
If Angie disappearing isn't a scenario created by Battler, that means there must be another game master.
Is that even possible? Oh, yes. I was surprised myself. Just when I opened the game board to start a delightful game of my own, I found that Battler had started up this bizarre game at the same time. I never thought I'd be in a game with 2 game masters.
In other words, you're admitting that you hid Ange away somewhere?
It would seem so. After all, no one could introduce a scenario you didn't build except another game master.
So is this one of those festivities to liven up the party you mentioned?
You all looked like you were having a blast with that quiz tournament, so I decided I wanted to join in. And you chose to hold Ange hostage for that purpose. You've got it, Battler, Berto. I want to challenge you to a game. You cannot refuse. Not if you treasure Ange's little sister, that is.
What do you want?
Lambda and I made a bet about the game between you and Berto. I must acknowledge that I've lost. At least, that I've lost to Lambda.
Bern tries to act all dry, but she's way more persistent than she looks. So you're saying you lost to me, but not to Battler and Berto?
It seemed as though Ben Castle might smile.
I was expecting the
Smug look.
smug face.
Yeah. However, she didn't. Those cold eyes spoke without words. Battler understood. He had played so many games against Berto. Those games had been a wordless message from Berto, so he knew.
Wordless. Literally no words. No words involved.
No words.
None.
Written or spoken. He understood.
She wants to fight us. Is that it?
He will be a fearsome opponent.
We can't back out.
I know that. We mustn't let Ange become Lady Berncastle's plaything. Berto understood as well. She understood why Berncastle was asking for one final battle.
I never thought I'd see Bern fighting openly like this.
Do you find that funny?
Why would I?
Thanks. Lambda Delta understood as well. Before the tale of Battler and Berto ended, before everything was locked away in the catbox, Berncastle would finally move from the audience to the stage. That witch who had hidden off to the side of the stage, unwilling to come out into the light, would now show that she had the courage to step forward onto the stage itself. As a friend, Lambda Delta showed that she understood Berncastle's human emotions, which had given her this courage.
Is there anything I can do?
Please act as an observer for my game.
Sure. If you promise that you'll release Ange if we take part in your game, that is.
Of course. Without such a promise, we aren't obligated to go along with this farce in any way. You may not owe me anything, but you'll never see Ange again. In that case, you can enjoy being proud as a loser for the next 2 centuries.
Berto, don't provoke her. This isn't a fight we can back down
I'll
from.
provoke her all I want. Oh, indeed. Now that a hostage had been taken, their ability to negotiate had disappeared. However, Lambda Delta was agreeing to become an observer if that would make Berncastle promise to release Ange. Unless she held Berncastle to a promise like that, the latter would have nothing to lose. To make this final fight, Berncastle wanted a proper one. Lambda Delta made her agree to this. Of course, Lambda. I promise. When the game ends, I'll release Ange.
Don't make a fool of me, okay? When I get shamed, I never let go of the one who did it until they regret it.
Lambda Delta spoke in a soft, threatening tone. However, Berncastle laughed lightly as though the look on Lambda Delta's face was merely cute. I swear it. I swear it on our friendship.
Whew!
Lambda Delta whistled and grinned. Apparently, this was the most reliable oath Berncastle could utter.
Okay.
Lambda Delta nodded, looked between Battler and Berncastle, and spoke.
By the name of Lambda Delta, Witch of Certainty, I accept the role of observer for your fight. Battler, Berto, you have no objections, right?
Battler and Berto nodded at each other, then nodded at Lambda Delta to show their determination. I'm so glad we finally get to fight each other.
I had a feeling I'd end up fighting you sooner or later.
Since when?
I'm not sure. Might have been before I even learned your name.
Battler vaguely remembered her speaking to him somewhere in an unconscious world he couldn't recall. At the time, it had sounded like she was giving him advice for his fight with Berto. But thinking back on it, there was a bit more to it than that. She might have been a cat fighting from the sidelines, too scared to go out into the bright sunlight.
So I had a vague premonition that eventually we'd stand opposed to each other on the game board in some way. She was also one of the players. Now at the very end, as the game board is being put away, she's finally found the courage to step up onto the stage. I'd like to accept your brave challenge. In the name of the courageous girl who was once your piece.
I forced Erica to fight a duel. I wanted to win. And, even more strongly, I didn't want to lose. The fear of possibly tasting defeat tormented me. And, thinking back on it, I envied you too back then.
Erica was a great piece of yours and my rival. I won't forgive you for abandoning her in the end and burying her in the depths of oblivion.
Just what do you want me to do? Apologize to Erica?
Save Erica from the depths of oblivion and invite her to this party.
Save Erica? I feel the same as Battler. She was a piece who once stood in opposition to us, but she was only faithfully fulfilling her role. There can be no game without a rival. She remains our enemy, but she's also an important friend to us. Even though she made you suffer so much.
We fought a fair fight. The outcome may have changed our fates, but now we've dueled each other and we'll always be friends.
You want to be their friend too, don't you, Bern? That's why you want a fair fight with them now, isn't it?
Are you laughing at me?
Definitely.
We aren't. Don't listen to that girl.
On the contrary, we welcome it.
Even though I've taken a hostage.
If you didn't, you probably wouldn't have been able to come up onto the stage.
There had been no need to take a hostage. Battler and Bear would have been more than willing to accept this final duel if Bencastle wished it. It was hard to make out anything from Bencastle's silent expression. Fine.
What's fine?
I'll release Erica from the depths.
I'm glad you decided to do this.
Someone as proud as Bencastle, forgiving the piece who would cause her defeat, should have been nearly unbearable. Battler knew this, so he realized how much this bit of compassion had cost Bencastle. Bencastle snapped her fingers and a black cat slipped out of her shadow. I tossed her all the way into the deepest parts of oblivion. It might take her a while to get here. It matters not. There's no danger of the food and drink running out. Go, Kitty. Guide that kid here. When she gave this order, the cat melted into the darkness, its bell jingling.
I can hardly believe you'd forgive Erica.
I don't plan on forgiving her, so she's not my piece anymore. Anyone feel like picking her up? After all, you already picked up Leon and Will.
Berncastle, you have my thanks.
Okay, enough with the sentimentality. I've already had as much as I can bear.
Sure. Where will we have the game? As far as I care, we could have it here with all the noise or in the usual quiet spot.
Only one place we can have this shit. Lady Bencastle has already shown that she has the courage to stand before a great many people. There's no point in making her suffer any longer.
Good point. Then let's go to the usual place.
Yay!
Any objections, Bern?
None.
Sorry, partygoers, we'll be heading out for a bit, but please continue to enjoy yourselves and don't die. Zeppa, for liven this place up. When Erica gets here, let's have everyone give her a warm welcome.
Yes, Lady Bern Delta! Your wish is our command! Now then, let us take her to the usual room, a fitting place for our battle of wits! When Battler snapped his fingers, space shattered. Whee! They were now in the smoking room of the witches, the place where witches had once debated, schemed, and reasoned all they could. Bencastle had been invited there once again, and the final game would now begin.
You have a game prepared?
Of course. I worked hard on this game, and I'm pretty proud of it.
So Bern will be the game master and Battler and Beta will be the players.
I'm interested to see what sort of scenario Lady Bencastle develops.
We'll explain things with the blue truth and you'll knock those down with the red truth. Are we okay with those rules?
My game will be a simpler one. It's just a quiz of guessing the culprit. I don't feel like trading red and blue with you.
Oh, what kind of game will that be? Would you mind letting me have a look at it first?
Bencastle held her palm upwards and a palely glowing fragment appeared there. Lambda Delta brushed it with her hand and shut her eyes. Here we go. See? It's a simple game, isn't it?
You're right. It's much more straightforward than the mind games these two played in the past. This isn't even a game about witches and humans anymore.
That's right. This is a game about humans.
What a surprise! The game Bern created to combat Beato's fantasy is a genuine mystery.
Please explain.
It's extremely simple. You'll watch the tale Bern has prepared for you. There are several rules to it, but if you follow them as you read it through, it'll lead you to a single truth, in other words, an answer.
So it's an ordinary mystery novel?
I see. In that case, there's no need for combat between red and blue truth. In Berta's games, the argument had been about whether the story was a mystery or not. However, Ben Castle's game was a mystery.
Oh geez, I wonder what the rule could be that would possibly make this game work without red and blue truth. Oh geez.
I wonder. We'll see. There was no need to argue over that from the start. I've even cut out the motive and the tricks. There's only one question I'm asking you.
Who done it?
What a simple and fitting game to conclude our fight.
Yeah, no cheap tricks. Just a stoically simple game.
This is a genuine duel.
As the observer, I'll say this. This game is made to be solvable. In other words, I guarantee that it's a suitable setting for your duel.
Thanks, God.
Bern, I know I keep on saying this, but are you really sure? Balor and Berta's relationship started because they both loved mystery. I agree it's a pretty tricky scenario, but I'm not sure it'll be enough to stop these two.
If my best tale can't stop them, then what comes will come. The important thing is that Lady Bern Castle put everything she had into this game.
You're right. Will that be enough to stump us? That's all this simple game is about. Thanks, Lambda. Next you know, we know this duel will be fair fight.
You're welcome. I'm happy too. It'll be an honor to witness Bern fighting this precious fight.
I am also honored to have you as an opponent. Same here. I underestimated you, and I did it without even stepping onto the battlefield with you. Just thinking about it makes me want to vomit. So let me fight. Indeed. Show us what you've got. If I win, I'll be able to look down on you for real this time. And if I lose, I'll surely be reminded of the emotion I know I've forgotten. Indeed.
Bern Castle, whether you end up winning or losing, I promise you one thing.
What's that?
When this duel is over, we'll be friends.
Yay! Enough of that, please. The sentimentality is killing me.
Excellent.
Let's go. Lambda clapped her hands. A pleasant sound rang out.
Will you be the reader, Bern, or shall I do that?
I don't need a reader.
Huh?
A reader Miko can use her own voice to embellish or distort the tale. Even if there was no cheap trickery in my game, by having a reader, any amount of trickery could be added. Yes, that is true. That's another of the Game Master's privileges. I want to have a straightforward duel with you, so I don't need a reader. You can read this tale with your own eyes and ears.
Are you sure? That means you've lost almost all of your advantages.
Understood? You don't need a reader. Read the tale ourselves.
If there is no reader, what does that mean? There will be absolutely no falsehoods contained in the narrated text?
We're ready, Bern Castle. Showdown over a genuine mystery without any cheap tricks. If you're gonna play fair and square, we'll challenge you head on too.
Thank you. And I don't plan on losing either. No. That's no good, Lady Bern.
She's right. If you're a witch challenging us with a mystery, you can't have an attitude like that. Yeah, it's so useless.
Bern Castle, realizing what Battler and Beato were asking for, snorted. Lambda Delta nodded at her, telling her to enjoy this final duel to the fullest. What were you expecting? A happy mystery chat between humans and witches? Come on, don't make me laugh. Let's see if you cheery mysteries are any match for the one I've prepared. Let's see what you've got. We wouldn't have it any other way. Yes! We'll accept your challenge, Lady Bern Castle, Witch of Miracles.
Alright, time to start. I, Game Master Shiromia Battler, and Beatrice the Endless Witch will be your opponents. Don't start crying when we wipe the floor with you.
Take this. Here's my mystery. Bern Castle took a fragment containing the game and smashed it against the table, shattering it with a brilliant light as the game's scenario laid itself out. The curtain rose on the mystery Bern Castle had created. Are you ready?
I'm probably ready.
Better pay attention.
I'm expecting that the rule that will let this work, just for the people that haven't completely kept up with all of the theory crafting we've done, I'm expecting the rule will be something along the lines of a purple truth.
Sure.
Because Bern Castle, and also because halfway between red and blue.
Uh-huh.
It's a nice, easy guess.
Sure.
And it's also the only color of magic that hasn't been truthed yet.
It's true. Alright, let's see what this game is, shall we? No sound but that of the falling rain filled the room. It covered the tragic scene in the bloody dining hall. At some point, Ange had fainted and fallen to the floor, Now her consciousness was slowly returning, forcing her to remember what had happened in this room. So, she reflexively averted her gaze even before the memory overtook her. 6 bodies lay in the blood-stained dining hall. Strangely enough, as her consciousness returned bit by bit, the terrifying scene before her seemed somehow less intense. This time, Ange was able to look at the 6 corpses well enough to make out who they were. First,
those are my own parents. Their pitiful side colored brightly red by a bloody makeup. And lying next to them are Uncle Hideyoshi and Aunt Ava. Uncle Hideyoshi, the uncle who always says funny things and makes me laugh. And Aunt Ava, the one who seems to be so fond of me. Genji-san, the servant, is lying over there. And the one lying right here is Aunt Rosa. 6 people. The full 6 people had their lives taken from them and are lying in this room. Maybe I cried myself out before I fell unconscious. The scene before me was still terribly painful, but I was somehow able to look at it without losing my head. I'd already felt all the sadness I could at my parents' deaths. The next emotion that rose up inside me was a desire to check to see that everyone else was okay. In that instant, I heard a scraping sound. Just as I was about to relax again, thinking I must have imagined it, I heard the same sound again.
Well, so I just wanted to go look at something that just occurred to me.
What is it?
What are you
looking for?
Oh, have we gone too far? Oh wait, no. Here
What are you looking for?
I just immediately was amused by this line that the only people whose actual state is described are her parents, and they're the bloody makeup. Like, it's almost like just in your face, like, hey, this is the trick one.
You reckon?
I reckon.
Maybe.
And also, especially considering Bern's show last time was with Kyrie and Rudolph as the culprits, I wouldn't be surprised if she pulled out the same trick twice.
Yeah, maybe. I'll have to see.
It's probably coming from the door. Someone was clawing at the door from the outside. Of course, I had no way of knowing who it was. However, for some reason, I was sure that it was a black cat scratching at the door. The black cat was telling me to leave this room. I understood and put my hand on the doorknob. Huh? I immediately noticed something odd. The door was locked. The same bad feeling I'd felt after being locked in the parlor crawled up my spine. However, unlike the time in the parlor, this door unlocked itself easily when I turned the knob. I unlocked it and slowly opened the door. Beyond the door, I could see the dimly lit hallway and the cat chasing down it away from me. Then it stopped, its emerald eyes glittering in the darkness, as though it was waiting for me to follow. The hallway was dark and wrapped in an eerie silence. When the black cat saw that I was coming, it walked forward as if guiding me. I could hear nothing except the creaking of the floor or the bell of the cat.
The other thing I find interesting about this right now is the cat was sent to go get Erica, and the next time we see a cat is with Angie?
Yeah, you want to get Angie, apparently? It's a bit weird. Could be a different cat.
It could be. But it also actually kind of makes sense now that I think about it.
Yeah?
I won't go into it, though, because we can sit here for hours on that.
Okay.
And the sound of the storm outside. The party is being held in the hall. I should be able to hear at least a little of the noise from this hallway. Maybe it got really late when I was unconscious in the dining hall. It was a reasonable conclusion. Then we finally reached the main hall. The hall was frigid and no trace of that party remained. Could all of that fun have been just an illusion?
No.
Not at all!
Never.
The cat's bell rang out. When I looked up, I saw that it had its feet on the stairway to the second floor, urging me to follow it. You're going to the second floor. The black cat seemed to nod and then silently went up the stairs. Guests were allowed to go wherever they wanted on the first floor, but the second floor was Krause's family's house, and I remember getting in trouble trying to go up there. However, at that moment, I couldn't think of any options other than following that cat. I walked along the dark hallway with the black cat. Eventually, we reached one of the doors. The black cat scratched at the door and then turned to look at me. Must have been telling me to open it. Okay, I'll open it for you. I put my hand on the doorknob and felt the resistance of a lock again. This door is locked. I turned around to tell the cat this, but inexplicably a single key lay right in front of the cat.
Ange picked it up and stuck it in the keyhole. As she did, she finally noticed something strange with her fingertips. Blood. Somehow, Ange's fingertips had been stained red with blood. She let out a short cry and the key slipped out and fell to the ground. She finally realized, in the darkness she hadn't noticed before, The Black Cat's key was covered with blood. The emotions that had gone numb in Ange sprang back. A terrified scream rang out through the dark hallway. Even so, Ange would eventually open that door. That door led to Natsui's room. Natsui's room was a terrible mess. Blankets and sheets were torn. Cosmetics and books lay all over the place as though a typhoon had just ripped through it. And there were corpses. Kraus and Natsui's corpses lay sprawled on the floor. Very shortly, Ange will step into this room. She will then scream in terror once more. And it isn't limited to the dining hall in Natsui's room. In the stormy rose garden, Shannon's tragic corpse lies exposed. Partway down the path to the rose garden is Jessica's corpse. When Angie finds that, she'll probably dash crying and screaming into the guest house. And that the waits are inside the guest house as well.
What are we up to? We're up to 10?
10, yeah. Just inside the front door is Nanjo's corpse. In the servant room nearby, even Goda and Kumasawa lie dead.
13, we're done. We can go home now.
Oh yeah. The total number of corpses is 13. A full 13 corpses are waiting for Ange. They wait in the mansion and the guest house in this desolate Rikkenshima. For Ange, exposed to the wind and rain and tormented by thunder to find them.
There we go. I was waiting for it. We couldn't go too much further.
Yeah.
It's only been one chapter. That entire thing was one chapter. That felt like such a journey.
I know, that's great.
Ryukishi had done it.
Roller coasters, my dude.
I'm so excited.
I'm ready for this.
I just want to play a game.
I've been waiting for this for the entire series of episodes.
Uh-huh.
Good luck, my dude. See you all in the next episode.
Here we go.